Hello, everybody. It's Mike, the administrator for ClassicZcars.com. I'm actually bringing this to you from my office in Seattle, Washington. And over the last few days, I've been doing quite a few changes to our website, making some improvements. Been having a lot of fun with it on my own side because I do this for a living. So figured I would actually bring this out to the car club because the car club was getting kind of dated. Every, I don't know, maybe 5, 6, 7 years, something like that, we have a major update that comes out. And so I go through and play with it and bring in some new technology for you to enjoy. Every time I go through a upgrade, the biggest, most important part of my upgrade is to maintain the integrity of the data that we've already collected. We have quite a lot of information on this car club and quite a lot of members. I'm going to click back on the home page here, but you can see here I've highlighted at the top a couple of the new things that I've really just discovered in going through this upgrade. We are about 30 years old. I would say we're just starting our 30th year. I'm gonna have to do some more math, but we're getting really close to it. So I've already essentially decided we're gonna just call ourselves 30 years old. So I don't know when the actual date is. I need to go back. We started off as a forum, an email messaging system called Major Domo back in the day. And man, that was a long time ago. And that was something else I learned in college and how that works and got going there. So then we came up with a website and then just kind of grew into what we are today. But I would consider us one of the major resources on the entire internet for the Classic Zcar. This is the Datsun, Classic Z. The more prominent Classic is the S30, the first generation car. And this website, I've had so much fun with this website. I met all you guys in person at times. I've been to the shows. And anyways, I'm just happy to bring this to you and just continue with this passion. I know there are a lot of passionate people out there. And this, you can consider this your home. This is the place to go for photos and reference and talk to other people. And that's really what I strive to provide here. But let me get started with the web page. You can see the header is a bit different. It's a darker header. I can change these colors anytime I want. Right now, I'm just going to stick with what we've got and focus more on layout and usability and things like that at this particular point. But right now, this is what the website looks like. It may be different in a day or 2 months, whatnot. You always have to check back because I'm always making changes to it. But the structure is going to be the same. Anyways, a header at the top, information down below. And the modules that we have, like the forums, we've got galleries, we've got blogs. If you want to start a blog in here, you can start your own blog about the build of your car. There's just a lot of different things. We have groups. We can set up groups for community web pages. If you have something local in your city or your state and you want to run it out of here, we'd more than willing to give you a sub club and you can go in there and do what you want. Same kind of features are available in the clubs feature of our software, by the way. It's got your own little space inside. Anyways, let me go through some of the new features that we've got. I totally redesigned the front page. The front page is now similar to what we had. There's just less information here because you can dig for the info, and the software is really good now at bringing that data forward to you instead of you trying to find it. It actually brings it up in your face, and now you can see it. And I thought the more important pieces were necessary on the main web page. Before we had links like files and we had all kinds of images and classifieds and everything around the front page. I think that's just a bunch of stuff that really doesn't need to be on the main front page. What we need is a fast loading front page for people so they don't get frustrated and then click on to something else. And as well, just a real easy to navigate experience. And that's what I'm striving for here. So really working on that. So what we have now is this blurb on the top about us. I've gotten rid of the Google AdSense ad that was up here. Really, it took too much space on the top. I could put it back if we really need to make some more money. But right now I'm going to try it without it. The only ad that you'll see maybe popping up at the very bottom of the page. And that's the way we make money. So please click on those links. Motorsport's still part of us. They're still sponsoring the site, and they really help out. They've been with us for over a decade, man. These guys have been great. I have a good relationship with Motorsport. They give a discount. You can find your membership number under your profile up here, and your membership number is right up here at the top. 628 for this particular account. I've got a few test accounts is what I'm doing here. But that is the membership number for this particular user account. And then you can go over to Motorsport and ask for a discount and tell them that you saw the ad over on our website, because it really does help. That way they know that they're spending their money in the right spot with us. Anyways, let me get into it. So this is the featured content section. You can scroll through the featured content images. We will feature future forum posts. We're going to start going through those. I've got Brian's helping me out with this. We're going to go through and find messages that are in our forums that have pretty pictures and they have well-written original posts, and we can put them up here in the featured content section. If I click on view all, take a look at the way this looks. This is really nice. This brings you into a page of just really detailed information, kind of a blurb a little bit below the title. And, people can use this as a home base to go and really find out information about the Z-Car. We're going to use this a lot going on in the future. So please, if you have something that you think needs to be on the featured front page, please let me know. So that's one of the big things that we did the front page. This box down here at the bottom with more of the recent updates. I got rid of the images. The old software, they were slowing down the site because it had to do a search for all the images and then render them. The new software is much better, but I have another problem. If there are no pictures posted in that particular thread that shows up here, it just shows a black box. I'm going to figure that out if I can solve that. The old software, I was able to solve it by putting a default image in there, and I'll see if I can make that happen on the new software. If you see these all of a sudden show up with pictures, you'll know that I've solved that problem. At the bottom, I've got dark mode, light mode settings down here. System preference basically means if you're on a phone, tablet, or on a laptop with an ambient light sensor, it'll switch it automatically to dark mode if the light in the room dims. It's a settings thing on the operating system. Really nice for those who want that dark mode. I'm going to jump in right to the forum. Now, this is one of the more prominent updates. I can either click on one of these, or I'm actually going to go up here to community, forums, and you see here on the center of the page, this is the biggest change. The center here now is a feed. This pulls out information from all these sub-forums underneath Classic Zcars, and we'll show them here. So whatever is posted, the latest and greatest stuff will be right here. Same thing with modern Zcars and other classic Datsuns, history, blah, 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 all the way down the line. That's essentially what we call the feed page. This is the feed page for the forums. And this is a nice new feature that brings whatever is posted way down in this like aftermarket or JDM or tech articles. It brings it up to the front page of the forum page and highlights it so people can get their eyes on it and see what's going on. And that's the whole idea behind the software, is to get people interacting in real time, and you can essentially talk to each other right here on the website, and now you can figure out what things are doing in real time. Just follow through with it without having to click too many different resources on the site just to find what you want to find. The other side of it, if I click on Classic Zcars, this will put me on the old style forum layout. If you see this is the way things used to look on the main forum page, except now this thing's scrolled on forever. It also included all of the other categories. But now, if I click on First Gen S30, what we're going to see here is another feed. And what this one does is it formats the feed like it's an actual forum. So this, before, the First Gen S30 wasn't a forum, it was just a header, and then you would have to click into something like open discussions to read something. But now what it does is it takes everything here on the right, all these sub forums, and puts them over here, and it says, hey, this person posted here in electrical. Hey, this person posted here on open discussions. And so you can either click on the actual forum, like electrical, wheels and brakes, fuel injection. I can click on those over here. Or if I only want to see what's in, I don't want to see what's in electrical, I deselect it over here on the right. Now it shows me everything but what's in electrical. So I thought that was a pretty neat feature. Tell me what you think about it. I'm willing to listen to some feedback about it, but this is one of those things that it just makes the site more fluid, more interactive, and just getting used to it is the biggest change for me anyways. If I want to start a new topic in this area, this first Gen S30, it's now going to ask me, where do you want to put it? If I'm not actually in that forum, it's going to ask me, where do you want to put this? And hopefully this will start bringing people to the realization that if they do type in something, at least categorize it so somebody else in the future can actually find it, which is pretty cool. Now, I'm going to actually go in and click on a long post. I'm going to go back to the home page. And one of my longest posts here is this Z's on BAT, Bring a Trailer, and Other Places collection. This particular post from Zhead here has been going on for a long time. If I look at the summary, which is now on the right side, I have a summary here saying there's almost 3,000 replies, views almost 254,000. 4 years ago it was created. Last reply was 1 hour. So we get a lot of summary information on the right side here. And in the past, we didn't like having a block on the right because if you scroll down, that block would show a bunch of empty space. But you can see now the right side, it stops. And then the rest of the forum keeps sliding as I use my wheel, which is what I'm doing here. Now I use this wheel, and you can see that it slides on the left, showing me all the summary page here on the right. Pretty cool. It's nice. I'm able to get away with that now because what we did is now we've moved the user summary to the top of the actual post, and now all the text has this much more space here. If you scroll down, you're also going to notice that the original post is got a space between it here. This white box, between this white box and this white box, there's more space. There's more options here. You can reply directly from here, or you can go through and read all the replies, which show below. Now I'm going to click on this last page. I'm going to go ahead and click on that now. It brings me to the top of the replies area for the last page. Gets me right to page 236. And yes, there are 236 pages on this one thread. And now I'm looking at the replies. If I want to go back, you'll notice that the original post is still here. The original post up here on the top is in this box. It's shortened it. You know, see this read more option here. But now we can refer to that original post and without having to go back through like you did before and say, oh shit, what page was that on? I think it was on page 11. I don't remember. If the original post will most of the time be on page 1. And so you can click on this and go right back to page 1. And now if I want to reply, I'd have to click all the way back on the left page, scroll down. Seems like a lot of work. Yeah, well, this makes it much nicer. So you can just go in and reference the original post. If I wanted to copy that, I didn't hit quote. I can actually quote selection here. If you do quote selection, see this here, this quote, click that, it brings me right to the bottom, and I can just delete that if I want to, and just continue on. My mouse isn't working right now for some reason. I can do Control A and then delete. Okay, so now I'm at the bottom of the post. This reply box, this editor is a bit different, had some new things to it. I would encourage you to explore here. We can put a wrap at a box, put a title in here, and then some description below if you want to get fancy with boxes. There's just all kinds of things that we can do with that. Put in a horizontal rule, wrap in a quote, when we can put a table. This one's new. This table, if you guys really want to get going and work with tables to show off your information. It's another cool feature. So I encourage you to explore the new features. There are a bunch of them. And this is what makes this new software so powerful. Also, wanted to show you that there's a different icon down here called helpful. So the one on the right, we're used to it, the like button and the happy, sad, whatever buttons over here on the right. Those are more, they're called reputation. That's more of a social aspect. So if you click on like, we can measure how many people have likes and how many things like that on a social side of things. But the actual forum post itself, if there is a helpful message in there, we kind of want to highlight and I'm trying to delete that. How's that delete? We want to go through and highlight the, oh, here it is. Delete right there. We want to highlight the actual helpful functions or the helpful posts in the thread. So here's the idea. Once we start populating and clicking on the thumbs up, which is basically saying to the original poster, hey, that was a really helpful answer. Thank you for that information. Everybody can vote on this and put in a helpful thumbs up. Essentially what it's going to do is once we get that database built, now we can say on a particular thread, instead of scrolling 236 pages through, hey, I only want to see the helpful, voted helpful replies to this particular message. So that will shorten the time you need to spend reading every single little thing. If somebody replies with sarcasm or a picture or a thumbs up or whatever, and all that stuff, maybe it's fun, it's cool, but maybe not helpful for the actual original post. Now with this helpful voting thing, we can isolate those helpful topics and say, I just want to see those helpful topics. We're not going to delete the other stuff. I'm not saying that. But what it'll do is it'll give us the capability to go through, and somebody will have the ability to sort out all the other stuff and just show me the helpful stuff. Which would make it much nicer, especially on these really long threads. This one doesn't really count. This one's more of a social topic because we're talking about continuous updates from Bring a Trailer. So I don't know, maybe you won't be using a thumbs up here or a helpful answer, more the like feature on this particular one. But if I go into forums, and we're discussing maybe like go into first gen S30, and then somebody has a question about, hey, how do I rebuild a carburetor? How do I change the oil, whatnot, things like that. We have this one called Help Me. Let me see if I can find Help Me. Actually, I'm going to go back to this one and go right into Help Me. Where is it? There it is. Going to Help Me, and this guy is asking, take a picture of how the hose is connected to the tank and fuel pump routed, blah, blah, blah. And here you go. Guy's got a picture. Boom. That's helpful. See, now helpful, we got one picture there, or one vote for that helpful option. So now we can see this particular post was very helpful. Here you go. This is what it looks like. And the more of these we create, I encourage you all to go through and look at your forum posts. And if you do have somebody who has been very helpful, go through and click their the helpful button, because it'll help us in the future. It'll help other people in the future find the information they need to find right away. Okay, that'll do it, I believe. What I'd like to show you, one thing before I go, is the download section. It's a bit different here. We have some new layouts over here on the right. It's pretty much traditional. We have the What's New option. This one's, I think, was there before, highest rated. I will be looking at the layout of these things, but I'm going to jump right into the factory service manuals for the 240Z. We have a grid layout now. I think before it was kind of a confusing layout. This one's really nice. So if you do upload something, make sure you put a picture in there. But this grid layout, now you can focus in and say, all right, I want to go right for this. And if you have a pretty picture in there, it makes it that much nicer to, at least find what you're looking for without having to, essentially open up the document and download it. So that's another good thing. These will all be improved, like search engine meta tags. I'm going to start improving the layouts to some of these pages. Some of these pages just have way too much information. I really believe in a well-presented user experience. So if you do have any problems, just let me know. I have had a few comments in the news posting about finding details and how to jump to the last post and and how to navigate the website. So I'm really hoping this video will help you figure out how to get through it, the different techniques and shortcuts on how to get through and navigate this web page now, or this website, and use our software to find the information you're looking for. It is a bit different. Give it some time. You'll get used to it. But most of the actions that we already have or had there before are still here. It's just a different way of clicking on it. All right. Thank you for tuning in, and I appreciate it. Appreciate all of you guys. This has been a great club. I'll talk to you later.